Sunday, Billy and I spent a little bit of time together. We went and looked at a house he's trying to buy, went down and visited his shop for a few minutes, and then came back, and Vicky found some shirts that he'd left at the house when he moved out and asked if he wanted them. I think it was just an excuse to come out and check on us to make sure we were getting along okay. Anyhow, we had some business to attend to in Pataskala. Billy's got some things going on right now. He's working on this Nova. He's trying to buy a house. He's got a lot of different irons in the fire. And he's decided to turn loose of something that I thought he would never turn loose of. I was the last one to drive this Malibu a couple of months ago. June Pup and I took it to the car wash in Hebron and gave it a bath and got it all cleaned up and detailed before we put it away for the winter. I drove it from Hebron over to Pataskala to where Billy was living at the time and dropped it off. It was the last project he and I worked on here in my shop. And today, we find it sitting in his old house where Tommy and Allison now live in the exact condition that I left it the day I parked it there. Only the battery's dead, and it needs an ignition box. The ignition box got wet at the car wash the day I drove it, and it died on me right there in his driveway, and we pushed it in the garage and left it. So today I'm putting a new ignition box in it, a new battery, and we're going to try and get this thing fired up so I can take it home. At first, the old small block was being pretty contrary about getting started, but eventually, it fired right up. I let the Malibu warm up there in the driveway for a few minutes and checked everything out. And then Billy and I hit the road on our way back to the shop. The car drives so nice, as you would expect one to, with only 25,000 original miles on it, and it's been kept indoors almost its entire life. When I got back to the shop, I parked the Malibu out in front of the garage and then went in to visit with Jeremy for a few minutes. He came down to pick up the carrier and the carrier bearings from the S-10. That way he can press those on the carrier tomorrow morning up at the shop at the farm. So we hung out with Jeremy for a few minutes, went out to dinner, and then Monday morning, it's a whole new day. We've got a lot to get accomplished today because I spoke with Billy last night about his plans for the weekend, which include going to Darlington, which includes getting the trailer ready, which includes testing the S-10 tonight, which includes getting the C10 truck out of the shop, the generator fired up, trucks and trailers and everything else moved, and I need to get this Malibu someplace to be put inside, or at least under roof. So, I cleaned out that one section of the lean-to out back and decided to take this DT466 up to the farm and store it up in Mom and Dad's shop where Jeremy intends to do the engine swap. So I met Jeremy up there. He had his skid loader and forks, picked up the engine off the back of my dually, and set it inside the shop up there. They've been working on cleaning things up there, and Dad's been working on his old 49 KB2 International pickup. He bought it out of South Dakota, last titled in '72. We're thinking about bringing it down to the shop sometime soon to get working on it. Anyway, when I got back to the shop, Kenny Powers was there, and Jeremy was pressing the carrier bearings on at the shop and then made his way down to our place to help us. He drove his old 1970 Chevy service truck down to pick up a whole bunch of scrap iron of stuff that we're not going to reuse out of this old 64 C10. He's a pack rat. I understand not throwing good stuff away, I just don't have the room to keep it. So anyway, while Kenny and Jeremy are up at the shop working on that, me and June Pup head down to Basil Oil to pick up a drum of methanol, because we found out that Billy doesn't have any to test tonight. So anyway, Jeremy and Kenny got the C10 moved out. Kenny got the golf cart and the tools loaded up, and when I got back with the methanol, Jeremy helped me unload it and put it in the race car trailer. What are you doing in there, Squirrely?
My mouth.
Oh, I know all about that damn thing. Don't you squirt me with that. Oh, it's got a trigger.
Hey! Oh, I've been cleaning. Well, we have this rare intermission to winter, which I'm taking advantage of this 58-degree day to mop the trailer. I vacuumed the bunk. I pulled all the bedding in and washed all the bedding.
So our love nest is all cleaned up.
Love nest. Floor's wet.
Watch out, you're gonna destroy my dog. Did she squirt you with it?
You're about to get squirted now.
Don't you dare!
Be gone.
So after I got shut down pretty hard out there in the race car trailer, Junior shows up with the S-10. He's here to test this thing tonight and make sure that it's ready to go for the weekend. The engine's brand new in it. It has 0 passes on it and only 1 dyno pull. And this is the first time this engine has run with his carburetor and the ignition system and 16-volt battery all set up the way it is now. Tonight, we test this truck for the first time with an engine that Billy built entirely by himself. It's not been easy. This is the first time he's had to actually do everything on an engine himself entirely without his dad being there. Although I wanted to be, I realized he needs to do some of these things on his own. After he got done setting the anti-roll bar, it was time to back the truck out. 3 months of making critical mistakes all lead to this. It's not been easy. Billy's been very fortunate to have Bob up there to help him. But making a 500 horsepower pull on a dyno isn't nearly the same as shoving 20 or 30 pounds of boost down this thing's throat. There's always that chance that something could go wrong after all of these parts have been machined, clearanced, and assembled. You just never know what's going to happen. All right, everybody, welcome back. So there's quite a bit to digest here in this video. From buying the Malibu and what my plans are for that, to Billy testing the S-10 here tonight and working on it. And I'm glad he brought the truck over because I know we're going to Darlington, South Carolina this weekend, the thaw out race. And I just feel better knowing that everything's okay with the truck and it's running properly. So we got that out of the way tonight. I think it's going to be all right. Plans for the Malibu. I think I'm going to try to bracket race that car a little bit this summer. In like a street class foot brake. It should do pretty good. It's a, it's a 355 with a 700 R4 transmission. So it's got a 306 low gear and the 373 rear end gear is what I've got to put in it. I will say that eventually it's probably going to end up with a Mosier 9-inch in it. But for right now, I've already got the parts here. Billy bought the parts to put the posi unit and the ring and pinion in the stock rear end. So that's what I'll do for right now. I've already got the parts. So Jeremy and I plan to put that ring and pinion in here at the shop ourselves sometime probably next week, I would imagine. And we'll see how that goes. But we've got to get this C10 finished. The C10 kind of took the back burner today, but that's okay. We had to get that carrier put in it so that we could roll it outside safely without damaging the axles or anything. So, plus we needed to clean up the shop in here. It was getting awfully messy. You know, we've done a lot of work out here, and there was a lot of tools that needed to be put away and a lot of stuff that needed cleaned up. So Kenny and Jeremy worked on that today while I went to go get fuel for Billy. And very happy with how everything went today. I think everything went really well. Tomorrow, I think Jeremy's going to be back down here probably working on the ring and pinion in the 64 so that we can get it finished up. And I need to go get the drive shaft. It's down at Super Duty Truck Parts in Newark. It was done Saturday, but I didn't have time to go down and get it Saturday. Saturday, Jamie was here, my buddy from Kentucky that helped me build onto the back of the shop, and we're going over some plans for a new building here at my place. And so if I get time, I'm going to try and run down tomorrow to Graber's and talk to them about a package deal for the building and the materials. And hopefully early this summer we can get started on putting up a new building here at the shop. Having the trucks and the trailers and the race cars and the tools and everything like scattered over 3 counties makes everything just a nightmare. It just takes so much longer to do anything, and if you forget something in a truck and the truck's 3 counties away, it just makes it a nightmare. But I don't know what's going to happen there, but I am going to build that building out back, and I'm going to build the biggest building I can so that we can get the most out of it and have the most room, because I think that all of these channels are going to continue to grow, and we're going to need the space for merchandise and for shipping and receiving, and obviously we need more room for storing the cars and the project trucks and cars. So we need a new building out back in the worst way. So I'm going to see to it that that gets done. That is my #1 priority. I didn't need that Malibu, but that was the last thing that Billy and I really worked on together before he moved out of my shop. And that car has Billy's S-10's original transmission in it, and like the serpentine system and the aluminum water pump and all that stuff that was on Billy's truck when he and I originally built that truck as a street car, a fast street car. All that stuff's in that Malibu, and there's a little sentimental value there to me, I guess. And so I didn't want to see that car leave the family. It's probably one of the top 10 or 15, maybe top 20 lowest mileage, mint condition, mostly all original G-body Malibus in existence. It's got to be one of the top few, because it is absolutely mint condition with 25,000 original miles. So that's that. Now, moving on. Let's see. This weekend we're going to Darlington, South Carolina, and taking the Falcon and the S-10. I don't know yet what class the S-10 is going to run in, because they're sold out, and I don't know what's going to happen there. Billy's going to try and run that truck in something. I don't know what he's going to try and run it in, but the Falcon's locked into small tire. So we'll see what happens there. Darlington, South Carolina, the thaw out, Darlington Dragway. Speaking of which, I know Miss Vicky wanted to come give the details.
Would you like some details?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. You've had a couple of months off from details.
I know.
But here we are.
Here we are.
We're going to escape Ohio in February. for a
When you
night.
say we, do you mean all of us?
Including these two. Listen, do you go many places without them?
No.
All right.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So, this weekend,
Yep,
Darlington Dragway,
yep,
Hartsville, South Carolina.
yep.
Saturday, gates open at 8, drivers meetings at 10:45, and they hope to be doing first round by noon, if they're running on time. Last time we were there, they ran a pretty tight ship,
Yes, they did.
and it really ran smooth.
Yep.
So, the classes they're running are small tire. There's 64 entries, big tire, and outlaw true street.
Huh.
So, it should be a fun time. It's supposed to be like 58 degrees, which, listen, it was 58 here in Ohio today, and we had the barn doors open like it was summer, so.
Right. So the big question,
What?
are you gonna have merch?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know that answer yet.
For me or Billy?
Not for us. No, everything that we have so far, like Old Man's Garage merch, is committed for orders.
Yeah.
So we won't have any of that. But Allison has posters. Billy has some merch. I don't know if his brand new shirt will be in yet, but listen, come watch some racing. Come hang out, watch some racing, just enjoy the day.
Will you have cookies?
No. There's going to be zero time this week to bake.
Promise me you won't make cookies.
No, there won't be any time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not even going to attempt it.
I'm not going to attempt it, and then it would cause like us to be late or me not to be ready in other areas, so no.
Thank you.
But today, here it is Monday, and I already got all the bedding washed and the trailer mopped. Like, that's a good start.
That gives you tomorrow another 2 days to procrastinate.
Oh, tomorrow's going to be grocery store. So that's something to get checked off the list.
Tomorrow is Dooley gets 4 new tires across the back.
Wait, what are we towing with?
Well, I think Billy's going to tow the big trailer with his truck, and I'll take the dually and the little trailer, or we can use the Suburban. Should I cut this?
Suburban. Like, we have a brand new engine in the Suburban, and then the dogs could have plenty of room in the back seat, right?
Yeah.
So you and me and the Suburban, comfy with the dogs in the back seat. Perfect.
That's it.
That's it. So you don't need to go buy 4 new tires on the dually right now.
No, I need 4 new tires on the back of the dually.
I'm just saying, you don't need to be in a rush for it. See, I just solved something. I took something off of your to-do list. Instead, get a radio fixed in my Suburban and forget the tires on the dually. You look rough. Are you going to get a haircut before we go?
I'll get a haircut as soon as possible.
Well, instead of worrying about tires on the dually, just go get a haircut.
You see what I'm dealing with? Because a stereo in the Suburban and a haircut is much more important than having good tires on the back of my dually.
The dually that we're not going to use because we're going to use the Suburban.
Are we done?
I think so.
No, we're not.
What? What did we
That
forget?
thing up there.
What thing? Oh, Kenny's. Yes, so that's live on the website. If you want a chance to win this RC car that is like a replica of Kenny's car, we're doing a giveaway. $5 per chance, and that gets you a cool armband. Kenny had these armbands made.
They're already up on the website.
Yes. You can buy as many armbands as you want, and that gets your name put in the bucket for every armband that you buy. And we're going to draw the winner on Monday, March 7th. And we will ship that to whoever wins it. Now, we kept it to just people in the United States. We're not shipping it out of the country. But, I mean, if you want to try to win it, then if you... Oh, the money for Kenny is to help him get his Camaro race ready for this summer. Because he needs some parts and things need fixed and whatnot, so that's the purpose.
That's the purpose.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Now we're done.
Now what?
It's not holding up so well.
What?
My relic here.
You should take better care of it.
It's made to be left outside.
Well, obviously not. Look at it. I paid good money for that wagon axle, and you just let it rot.
You got it on trade from somebody.
No, I didn't. I paid... Never mind. Hey, you got a fire over there.
I know. This is like...
You're going to get me canceled for not recycling cardboard.
Listen.
All the green weenies are in my comments crying.
Listen.
Blame it on Kenny Powers. That's what I do.
We are going to Darlington Dragway in Hartsville, South Carolina this weekend.